You ever wake up to find your slice of paradise locked behind someone else's gate? Like they think they can just steal your peace and call it progress? That's what happened when the HOA president of our quiet lakeside community fenced off my dock, my lake, my backyard, with a smug sign and a camera daring me to fight back, not knowing I'd buy the land holding the only key to her precious gate. By the time she was fumbling with a useless lock in front of her fancy brunch crowd, her reign was over, but it left me wondering if I'd won back my freedom or just opened a bigger can of worms. My name's Tom Callahan, and this is the story of how a sunny morning in Willow Lake, a tucked-away gem outside Asheville, turned into a battle over a fence that changed our town and maybe taught us all something about control. I dreamed of living by a lake my whole life, 27 years designing bridges and culverts, crunching numbers in a cubicle, all for this. A cozy A-frame cabin on Willow Lake, a sapphire tucked in pines, where my backyard sloped to a rickety dock perfect for morning coffee and fishing. I bought the land outright, no mortgage, no liens, no HOA, or so I thought, ready to spend my retirement casting lines in the mist. That dock was my sanctuary, my reset after years of deadlines and concrete. Then one morning, I hear a splash, like something heavy hit the water, and I bolt out, rod in hand, only to freeze. A shiny iron gate blocks my dock, its bars gleaming like a taunt, with a silver plaque, "Private HOA access only, violators prosecuted." A blinking red camera stares me down, like it's flipping me off. I'm dumbfounded. This is my land, my lake, and someone's caged it without a word. I trace the fence, black steel stretching across my neighbor's line and looping to the road, cutting me off like I'm a trespasser in my own yard. I'm not just mad. I'm gut-punched, my quiet life suddenly a battlefield. That afternoon, the culprit struts up my gravel path. Diane Mercer, HOA president, clipboard clutched like a scepter, lavender blouse starched to perfection. She flashes a smile that could curdle cream and gestures at the gate like it's a gift. "We've secured the lake access for HOA members," she chirps, like she's unveiling a new park. "Liability concerns, you understand." I'm floored. "Diane, this is my dock, my property." She tilts her head, chuckling like I'm a clueless kid. "Technically, the access strips under our lease now must have missed our notices." Her clipboard's a shield, her tone pure condescension. I'm boiling, but I keep it cool. "I got no notices, and this land's not yours." She smirks, smug as ever. "Oh, it's HOA property now, leased fair and square. File an appeal, but non-members don't vote." I'm speechless. She's hijacked my lake, and I'm not even in her club. Diane's move wasn't random. She'd been itching to control Willow Lake since her Hemlock Shores HOA crept into the area, turning our free-spirited lakeside into a maze of rules, grass height, paint colors, no unsightly boats. My cabin, bought before her subdivision, was exempt, a thorn in her side. She saw my dock as a loose end, a way to flex her power and spruce up the lake for some big HOA inspection. Turns out, the strip between my land and the water, once a bait shop, was leased by her HOA after the old owner passed, and she'd pounced without telling anyone nearby. I try fighting back, grabbing bolt cutters like some rebel, but Diane's ready with a security guard and a sheriff's deputy, who confirms the strips under her lease. I'm stuck. My deed covers the cabin, not the access. She slaps up a $1,000 trespassing sign, and that camera keeps blinking, mocking me. I crash an HOA meeting, hoping to reason, but it's a circus. Diane rules like a queen, half the board terrified, the other half hypnotized. Someone mentions a lake list I'm not on, and Diane holds the only gate key. I'm tempted to give up, maybe build a new dock, but that feels like letting her win, like surrendering my peace. Then I see it, a faded for sale sign on a sliver of land next to the lease strip, part of the same quirky split lot. I call the number, and the agent, desperate to unload an inherited plot from an Alaskan widow, practically begs me to buy. Sitting on my porch that night, stars reflecting on the lake, I grin. Diane wants to play gatekeeper? I'm about to own the gate. I move fast, buying the sliver for less than a new truck. Land that includes the gate's posts, the lock, everything Diane thought was hers. She'd leased half the lot, assuming the rest was hers too. But it was for sale, and now it's mine. I wait a week, letting her savor her victory, as she plans her big HOA summer brunch on my old dock. Now her exclusive retreat. The morning of the brunch, I stroll down with a lockpick kit, not to break in, but to swap her padlock for a heavy-duty one, the kind you'd see on a bunker. Click. It snaps shut, solid as justice. I add a sign, simple, laminated, private property, access by owner permission only. By noon, Diane's leading her pastel-clad HOA crowd to the gate, clipboard in hand, key dangling like a trophy. She tries it, nothing. Tries again, still nothing. Her face goes from smug to scarlet, jiggling the key like it's betrayed her. The crowd murmurs, and she forces a smile, voice tight. Small technical issue, momentary. I'm sipping lemonade on my deck, watching, and when her eyes meet mine, I wave, tossing her a copy of my deed. She scans it, jaw slack, stammering, "This is a mistake. You can't buy community land." I lean against the fence, calm as the lake. "Didn't. I bought my land, the one your gate's on, posts and all." Her crowd shifts, some smirking, others stunned. Stephanie, the sharp board secretary, raises an eyebrow, clearly amused. Diane's voice cracks. "We funded this gate." I nod. "And I own the dirt under it." Thinking of a hammock instead. A laugh ripples through the crowd, and Diane bolts, phone out, calling for an emergency session. I let her go, her game's over, and she knows it. Diane doesn't quit easy. She fires off letters, accusing me of sabotaging morale, citing vague HOA clauses about cooperative land use. I send back my deed with a post-it, "Cooperate this." She tries water tactics, floating buoys and nets near my dock, labeling it an HOA swim area. But the county shuts it down. Lakes aren't her turf. She pushes a vote to call my land a common greenway, but it's a fantasy. I own it outright. Her boldest move, sneaking to the gate with a screwdriver to loosen the hinges, gets caught on my new motion-activated camera. I'm watering my garden when I spot her, crouching like a cartoon villain. "Lose something?" I ask, looming behind her. She freezes, busted, and stammers, "Checking for damage. Someone said it's unsafe." I point to the camera. "Funny. It only shows you." Her face burns and she scurries off, dignity in tatters. The footage goes to the county, and she's cited for trespassing, a slap that stings worse than her fines. Meanwhile, Stephanie's stirring the pot, leaking that Diane blew $9,000 of HOA funds on the fence and a board retreat at a spa. The board's fed up, one member quits, another demands an audit. Residents like Clara, a retired teacher who'd been fined for loud wind chimes, start whispering about Diane's overreach. A kid, Ethan, slips me HOA minutes from his mom's desk, showing Diane's plans for lawsuits and reclamation. I'm angry, but also tired. This isn't just about my dock anymore. It's about a town suffocating under her thumb. I go all in, teaming with an old engineer buddy, Mark, at the county planning office. We dig up records and find a gem. My sliver's narrow enough to qualify as a non-commercial eco-habitat under state law. We file to reclassify it, locking the land from development, events, or even temporary setups without my say. 2 weeks later, it's official: my gate, dock, and strip are a protected corridor, untouchable. Stephanie breaks the news. Diane tried to override it at a meeting, but no one backed her. "Motion didn't even get a second," she says, handing me a cookie, grinning. The audit hits next, exposing Diane's $9,000 splurge, plus shady bookings under her niece's name. The board suspends her, and she quits, blaming a toxic environment. She flees to Georgia, but can't resist a last jab, a Save Our Lake online campaign, with TikToks calling me a gate goblin who stole sacred land. It backfires. Reddit tears her apart, digging up her old HOA scams, and her videos become memes. The county fines her $12,000 for fake permits, and her accounts go silent. Willow Lake breathes again. Clara's chimes ring, kids fish off my dock, Stephanie's board drafts fair rules. I open the gate not because I have to, but because respect, not locks, keeps things right. A sign reads, access by courtesy, respect welcomes, entitlement excludes. Ethan, a shy teen, asks to fish, earning a pass for asking nicely, unlike his friend's dares. But here's what keeps me up. Diane's quiet now, working with HOA reform groups, even sent a letter hinting we taught each other. Is she changed, or just rebuilding her image? My gate's open, but what if another Diane slips in, cloaked in charm? I'm helping folks like Gina in Texas fight their HOAs, but should I keep stirring that pot or protect our lake's peace? I crushed Diane's control, but was shaming her online too harsh, even if she earned it? Yesterday, Ethan caught a base, grinning like it was gold. Thanks, Tom. This spot's magic, he said. That's the win, right? But is it enough? Or are we one locked gate from another fight? What do you think? Was my land grab justice or too brutal? Should I keep battling HOAs or guard Willow Lake? Ever faced a control freak like Diane? Drop a comment. Tell me where you're watching, share your stories. Like, subscribe, and let's keep the gates open against the crazy so you don't have to.